Hey there, comic book fans. I'm John Anderson. I just watched episode 11 of Arrow, and it was pretty good. Keep in mind, I'm going to be going through some key plot points from the episode, so if you haven't seen it yet, here is your spoiler warning. And there it goes. So one of the main focuses on this episode is Diggle's brother, Andy. Now, Andy as a character I'm not particularly crazy about because in the early part of the series, they kind of painted him as this great guy, this family man who died tragically in war. And now they're like, well, actually he had this dark, shadowy past that we can't really trust him. And at first I was like, oh, Damien Darhk's got him under control. He'll snap out of this and we'll get that character. And they're like, no, actually he's really is like a bad guy in a sense. And I was like, well, that's not the character you pitched to me. And it's like, how did Diggle not know that? Because in the flashback scenes, we see him and his brother interacting in Afghanistan, and it shows that his brother's kind of like a troublemaker, can't be trusted. So where was this great guy that they painted at the beginning of the series? I'm not really sure. But the cool thing about the flashbacks is that we see the general who is in Oliver's flashbacks is linked with Andy now. So maybe they'll develop his character a little bit more in the flashbacks, and we can see what will come of Andy in the present, because they're clearly trying to make him like part of the team now. That's kind of very sudden, but we'll see. Hopefully I'll grow to like the character more. So next we have Amanda Waller getting killed off, and I was like, wow, that's shocking, but I don't care that much, because Amanda Waller as a character is somebody who you're not really supposed to connect with, because she's supposed to be doing things that are good for the general public as a whole. Whereas the episode takes a lot of time for you to be like, yeah, that's sad, isn't it? And I'm like, not really. But I think the real reason that they killed her off is so people wouldn't get confused about the Suicide Squad movie coming out in August. And that's kind of concerning to me because we had a Suicide Squad in season 2 that they kind of fizzled out, and now they're fizzling out Amanda Waller. But we also have a Flash movie coming out in 2018 with Ezra Miller, and what does that mean for Flash on TV? Are they gonna cancel it, only do 1 or 2 more seasons? And I don't know. Hopefully they'll work it out, but only time will tell on that. And finally, we have probably my favorite part of the episode, Felicity arguing with her younger angsty self. And I really like how they handle that. It was a lot different from what I thought in my previous video, where I thought Felicity would have like a Professor X dynamic, that she was going to have to take these drugs and she'll be able to walk. She will have to choose between the drugs and walking. And looking at it now, that's kind of far-fetched, even for Arrow that's dealing with a lot of magic stuff. But I think this grounded kind of hallucinogenic approach was more creative, and it gave us an excuse to see that character again, because that is a very interesting aspect of Felicity. But then again, even Oliver mentions it, like, hey, there's crazy stuff going on, I'm sure we'll find something to make you walk again. He's like, I'm not going to rest till I find whatever that is, and maybe down the road it's some sort of drug that she has to take. But till then, I really like how they handled her. It's very reminiscent of Oracle, but Oliver gives her a new name, the Overwatcher, and I think that's cool, because obviously she's going to take care of everybody out in the fields from in the Arrow Cave. So let's see how that works out, and I'm excited to see that. So those are my thoughts on episode 11 of Arrow. If you like this video, be sure to share and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook at John Ryan Anderson, or on Instagram at GodStageFright. And remember guys, like always, comics do deserve a second look.